10 years ago, all three of the original partners, Jason Kroll, myself, and Gary Wing, worked for another company.
Me and Paul sat at my condo in Medford, Massachusetts, deciding whether we really had the nerve to leave our jobs and go out and start our own company.
Gary Wing, who I was very close with and worked with in the same office, started talking about, geez, someday we should open up our own business.
He quietly walked up, went around the corner, looked around the door, closed it, and said, Jason Kroll and I decided last night to start a firm, but we're not supposed to tell anybody. It's like, do you want in?
So 2 became 3, and Gary, with his big MBA, took our, what I thought was a wonderful business plan, and scrapped the entire thing and actually made it look professional.
And that's where KBW started. Day one in our first office in Bedford, it was the 3 original partners and Matt Negler.
They called me and said, we're starting a staffing firm. Do you want to be our first employee? They said, the office is in Bedford. I was like, Bedford, Mass, that's great. I'm gonna live in Cambridge. That's gonna work out. It's gonna be perfect. And I flew into Manchester, and they were driving north.
Driving and driving. I could just see his face looking around.
The office is gonna be in New Hampshire? They're like, yeah.
To me, it was an exciting opportunity to start something new and be part of something big.
We're all in t-shirts and shorts. We had some music playing and things like that. Say, we're gonna have a fun environment. Then about an hour into it, we realized we have no idea what we're doing.
And decided that we look like a bunch of goofs in shorts and jeans, and if we wanted to have any chance of success, we should probably class it up a little bit.
Turned off the radio, got to work. Next day, we all showed up in suits.
If there was anything I ever signed that says I was gonna wear a shirt and tie every day, I've broken that 100 times over.
You know, 5 of us in a room with no database and literally everything we were putting into the system from scratch.
We spent 10% of our operating budget, $3,600, on this gopher software.
Nobody knew who KBW was. You know, driving everywhere to go meet a candidate in Mass from New Hampshire. I mean, it just...
Staffing is hard. There's no way to get around the fact that no matter how fun you try to make it, there's going to be things that make this job hard. What we really wanted to do is hire people, not only that were good, for the business, but people that we wanted to hang around with.
When I started with the partners here, it was just Jason, Paul, Gary, Matt Negler, Doug Batchelder, and a few other hourly staff members.
I met them in September of 2005.
Way back in the beginning, I think it was around 2007.
I came over from the UK Christmas Day 2007.
I remember coming home a couple weeks into the new job there and telling my husband, I'm kind of getting in on the ground floor of something that could be a real deal. This could be something big.
I really liked their philanthropic approach to the community. I really liked their business style. I liked their vision. And I thought at some point this would be the firm I want to stay with.
Yeah, when I joined, there were 6 of us in finance and accounting, and then a couple auditors and a couple administrative. And then we started adding on the technology group.
So we launched Alexander Technology Group as a kind of a joint collaboration business between myself and the partners at KBW.
Jay, Paul, and Gary said, there's a lot of need. Why don't we do administrative and HR? And they had already worked with Jason Alexander on the Alexander Technology Group. And that was the beginning, and then later down the line we formed Bank W, and now we are all partners in all the companies, and again, I guess second best decision I ever made.
So the changes has just been phenomenal.
It's been a tremendous experience for me professionally to go from being such a small New Hampshire-based company to now 3 offices, 1 office located in Bedford, New Hampshire. We then opened an office down in Woburn, Massachusetts at the Trade Center, a hot spot to be in, so we were super excited. And then shortly after, we opened our 3rd location in Portsmouth, New Hampshire on Peace Air Force Base. Some of the more tenured internal staff that have to report to all 5 partners have kind of internally nicknamed them the 5-headed monster. You can ask the same question to all 5 managing partners and get 5 different answers every time.
It was not by design, but the collection of the 5 of us as partners, you couldn't find 5 more different guys to partner with.
And our approach is extremely different, but our end game is identical. What we want to accomplish has never changed.
We are only being graded by the quality of the people that work for us. Everything else is secondary. You know, the furniture, the computers, even the database, all helpful, but at the end of the day, they're worth nothing without the people that work with them every day.
The partners have a vision. They've been able to execute that vision, but a lot of it has to do with the folks that work in the company.
We have a lot of fun. We really do. We joke with each other. We pick on each other quite a bit.
We're a good group. Love coming to work every single day. Everybody works well together. We always have some fun.
Even though we might be competing against each other to fill a job, we all actually kind of still work as a team together.
We have new rookies that come in with, big dreams and good energy, and I listen to them. I use a line or two that they use. Maybe they listen to my stuff and learn from me.
A combination of chaos, fun, and a lot of challenges. Put it this way, I live a long way away, I still come to work.
The partners and ownership sit on the floor with everybody here in the company, so you have very close interaction with ownership, which is great for access to ideas, things that they've been able to go through professionally that can help myself and those who work here how to get through challenging situations.
They trust the people they hire. They appreciate and value my contributions.
And one thing about KBW or all of Bank W that I think is different than most staffing firms or any sales organizations is the investment that they make in their people.
These guys will always have your back.
They're good guys, they're down to earth, they're sensible, and I think that's, again, one of the leading attributes of why people like being here.
Even though they're so vastly different, it's no surprise to me at all that they've had the success that they've had.
It's marvelous. I think it's terrific. I've watched them grow.
I'm so happy that they are successful, and I'm glad they've opened up in different cities.
Taking opportunities when they can to step away from it and strategize about what they want to do, trying to build it in a way that's smart.
They don't want it to be like a used car salesman where they just give you, any candidate that they've got and hopefully someone sticks to the wall. They try and give you their best and their brightest.
They've got a great business model. They're smart guys. They know the business inside out.
I usually say that they get it. They get the business aspect of it. That's why we're standing here now, 10 years later, because they get it.
We want to grow, we want to be a profitable company. And if you do it the right way and you treat people the right way, your business will grow by the pure nature that people will have respect for you.
We've got some creative founders that look really deep into the future.
If you'd asked me what the future was 10 years ago, I would have given you a very different answer. So I'm going to hedge a little bit and say I don't know.
The next 10 years, I hope it's as good as the first. There's a wood around to knock on wood.
The partnership has been fabulous, and we always have different opinions. But living in their world is sort of chaotic. You learn to recognize that if you have a meeting and you need Jason there by 1 o'clock, you set the meeting and tell him it's 12:30.
I think it'll probably look similar to what it is now, but more dynamic and more exciting as the time goes on, just like it has over the last 10 years.
We know it's going to be larger, it's going to be more successful, it's going to be more efficient. Today is better than yesterday, but tomorrow is going to be a hell of a lot better than today.